So my most valuable learning from today's training has probably been analysing, assessing and thinking about the pharma landscape, which is all well and good learning consulting skills and practices, but to actually think of the bigger picture and be given a push to think of the bigger picture is very valuable.
I think the training was very hands-on, so it was actually very practical. And I think a lot of the things that I got around how to do, for example, the data collection, the data analysis, and the data presentation is going to be very applicable to my consulting career.
One other element that I really enjoyed about the masterclass was getting to actually experience some of the questions that the consultants have to address in their day-to-day work, and actually getting the opportunity to work through some case studies and some of the questions that they come up against.
The training will definitely help me in my consulting career. It's broadened my horizons to what I need to be thinking about. I think people going into consulting are very focused on case studies. Can I do this? Can I do that? I think I've learned today that I don't need to be so rigid with my thought processes. I can be flexible. I'm allowed to make mistakes, and it's all a big learning process. And it's something that, I think I've really enjoyed today and I'll definitely take forward with me.
I think this has been a really good introduction to what consulting is actually like, because I think previously when I've spoken to consultants, I've been getting very vague answers with lots of buzzwords which I haven't actually understood. So I think this has been a really good breakdown of exactly what is entailed within the job title.
I think the training will help me in my consulting career because I think it's always great to get exposure from different fields and different perspective. And it's really interesting to hear different methodologies from different consulting companies. And in that sense, I think no matter where I end up going in my consulting career, I think these would be really useful.
I think anyone who's considering leaving academia and moving into the consulting industry, even if it's not necessarily life sciences, I think this masterclass has been extremely useful. It's really important to know how these companies work, and I think Eradigm is quite different in the way that they work.
I think the Eradigm faculty is really insightful in terms of the scope of different projects that they've worked on. And for me in particular, I think I'm most interested in more the above brand strategy and something that's a bit more higher level. And I think this is something that you don't see a lot in boutique consulting. And I think the Eradigm team really has a very insightful feedbacks in terms of what the work that they've been doing in that sense, and that's been really useful.
I would really recommend to anyone to apply and attend the masterclass because it's really useful, and I think that if you're actively looking for a consulting career, especially coming from PhD, it can be quite daunting. So I think really what they've done is demystify.
I would highly recommend this workshop to other PhD students, not only because they give you a kind of wider understanding of what a life science consultant does, but because also you get the opportunity to test and find out if you enjoy the elements that consultants work with on a day-to-day basis. So if you want a kind of practical hands-on experience, something quite interactive to find out if this is an area that you enjoy working in, and then I would highly recommend the masterclass.
Someone attending or thinking of attending an Eradigm masterclass, I would for sure say go for it. No doubt, it's been invaluable. I think I've said that a bit. It's helped me appreciate what is out there and what is in the pharma landscape, and getting an insight you don't get from sitting behind a computer screen. Speaking to the partners, speaking to the staff, I've learned so much more today than I've learned in weeks of doing research and studying, etc. So yeah, go for it 1,000%.
I would thoroughly recommend the masterclass course. It's been great just to cement those ideas that you have in your head, any lingering questions you have, and also give you an open idea of not just Eradigm, but a load of other consultancy companies and the work that they do and the value that they add. So it will set you up really well for any interview processes, any application processes, and also just to know whether or not this is for you.